All right, we back. We back. We back. We back. Oh man, this is a tough one for me, man. This is a real tough one for me. Let me start this off with boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do. It ain't nowhere to hide when judgment comes for you, cause it's gonna come for you. Now I know the people that put together that Megan the Stallion documentary did not use footage of me to make it seem like she was being bullied online and people were just not believing her story, and even though it was true, according to them. It was footage of my expert opinion in this documentary with me saying, does anyone believe this? Followed by a scene, I think, of Megan crying. It hit my heart. It hit my heart. I ain't gonna lie, and we gonna talk about it. It hit my heart. I'm not gonna lie, but we gonna talk about it. See, originally, my feelings on everything that came out around this shooting, it just didn't sit right with me that Tory was guilty. It did not sit right. And I publicly spoke on it. Now, there was one thing that made me renege, and we're going to play that one thing and listen to it again, knowing what we're about to find out. All right, we all good? What's up, chat? Keep on the mission. What up, what up, what up? Roland, the Major, Grump Bundy. Salute, salute, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit me with 100. Hit me with 100. If you know where I'm about to go, hit me with 100. All right. So, this press conference happened yesterday. What we're about to watch is new evidence that can exonerate Tory Lanez in the shooting that he's been serving 10 years. He was sentenced to 10 years, and he's been serving that time. Recently, he was stabbed in jail. I see all types of stories coming out. I don't believe him. I do not believe him. I do not believe the stories of Tory was flirting with this man's wife, and that's why he died. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I feel like this situation is going to get real sticky. Once the truth starts to peek his head out, this situation is going to get real sticky. Listen, man, I want to remind everybody that it is in your best interest to do right by people. If you don't have a belief in God, if you don't have faith that there is some sort of a karmic rule to this world that we live in, guess again. Guess again. Let's get into this. Let's get into this.
Good morning. We are here today to bring your attention some information that people believe is exculpatory in Mr. Daystar Peterson's case, professionally known as Tory Lanez.
Chat, can y'all hear? Can y'all hear the audio from this video? Let me full screen this. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. I know y'all ain't used me in that documentary and y'all was lying. I know y'all ain't used me in that documentary and y'all was lying. We're going to see what's up. We are going to see what's up. Let's get back to it.
Recently, we've been made aware that a member of the media, Mr. Gianno Caldwell,
How's
is
that?
working on an op-ed for the New York Post regarding Mr. Peterson's innocence. During his work on that op-ed, he became aware of some information in Unite the People's possession regarding a statement that was given to Unite the People by someone with information relevant to that case. The New York Post recently reached out to the prior district attorney, George Gaston, Megan Pete and her representatives, and Kelsey Harris and her representatives. The only party that responded last week was Megan Pete's representatives with a request for more information. A few days later, Mr. Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell.
Now, what does that sound like to y'all? Just being clear. What does that sound like to y'all? It sounds like he just said something. They said that they reached out to Megan's lawyer with this saying that they had some new evidence in the case. He follows that with a few days later, Tory was attacked in jail. And they tried to take him out, y'all. They tried to take him out. Now, the story that's floating around is they're trying to sell to us that this was because Tory was flirting with this man's wife on a VI. Come on, man. Okay, enter the mind of a madman. Salute to you for the super chat. He said, what makes you believe the security driver word valid over 3 people who were actually present saying Tory shot Meg? Here's the thing that makes me believe that. In the evidence, they said there was gunpowder residue on, what's her name? What's her name, Jen?
Kelsey.
On Kelsey. Why wasn't she DNA tested for why wasn't anybody else DNA tested? Why was that evidence left out? See, in court, you don't have to, your defense attorney doesn't have to prove your innocence. They just have to give you a reasonable doubt. And when you hear that, like everybody else that hears that, it gives you a reasonable doubt. But why was it omitted? Can anyone explain that to me? You're telling me if I'm a juror and I'm sitting in court and I hear there was gunpowder residue on her friend and not on Tory? You don't have it on Tory? That doesn't make you say, There was also testimony of people in that neighborhood saying they saw 2 women fighting and 2 guys breaking it up. That may not prove that Tory is innocent, but it gives you a reasonable doubt. Where you can't convict a man if you don't believe that it's beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's guilty. That's the problem. That's the problem. Come on, let's get back to this video. Let's get back to and they used me in the documentary. They used me in the documentary, bro. And had her crying Right after the clip, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was like, damn, I made her cry. They made it seem like I made her cry, bro. Nah, son. One thing that I hate, is a lie. I hate it with a passion. That's why certain people that I got issues with, they know if they want to piss me off, all they got to do is lie. Let's get back to this video, man.
Unite the People represents Daystar Peterson in his appellate process. We filed an appellate brief.
Oh, I appreciate that. Dumac D. Mass. 3 people never said he shot her. Somebody hit me with a trick question. Enter the mind of the man. You throwing out trick questions? Tory's team didn't do their own independent testing. Do you feel like it's his team's fault or the state fault? I feel like there's a little bit of both. And you know what? If you listen to Tory's album, but by the way, the Peterson album is dope. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. I love when the lyrics are reality based, and you know it's an art piece to life and what he's going through. So there's a song called Lawyer Fees, and directly after the song called Lawyer Fees, hold on, let me get the playlist. It's not slipping and falling. But he uses a record on there where he uses the same sample that Jay-Z used for that Mommy, Where Daddy Went, that joint. And he's breaking down basically everything that happened with the case, how his original lawyer was associated with the other side, and close to the court date, she quit because he was going to fire her because he found out that she was associated. It's a whole crazy breakdown. And you know what? I don't got time to go through the lyrics right now, but tonight, since the live stream issue has been fixed, I'm gonna go through it with y'all. But yeah, if you listen to the album, he's basically telling you, you know, how his defense was compromised, how he had to switch teams last minute, and a lot of evidence that would have cleared his name was omitted. I believe he was railroaded. I definitely believe he was railroaded. And now with this, like, let's be honest. If you're a person that knows, all right, I overheard a conversation proving this man is innocent, then, okay, I don't say nothing then. And then I find out that he almost dies. He's almost killed in jail.
Okay, thank you. All right.
You know, I gotta commend this man for coming forward. The security guard, I commend him for coming forward. I could commend him for having a conscience. Kelsey phone call to Meg bodyguard says that Tory shot Meg. Meg says Tory shot her, and the home owner witness on the stand. We're going to get to that. Enter the mind of a man. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to what that could mean, what that is actually saying. We're going to get to that. Okay. Boom.
Habeas corpus on his behalf. The district attorney's office has already responded. The case is fully briefed. We're just waiting for.
So look,
in Mr. Daystar Peterson's case, professionally known as Tory Lanez. Recently, we've been made aware that a member of the media, Mr. Gianno Caldwell, was working on an op-ed for the New York Post regarding Mr. Peterson's innocence. During his work on that op-ed, he became aware of some information in Unite the People's possession regarding a statement that was given to Unite the People by someone with information relevant to that case. The New York Post recently reached out to the prior district attorney, George Gascon, Megan Pete and her representatives, and Kelsey Harris and her representatives. The only party that responded last week was Megan Pete's representatives with a request for more information.
With a request for more information. And listen to what he says next, y'all.
Later, Mr. Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell.
That don't sound like he's implying something? Don't that sound like he's implying something? It's getting sticky. Jenna, you in the shot.
I'm sorry.
You all in the shot. Let me see.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Feed the babies. Feed the babies.
Babies.
But don't that sound like he's implying something? Yeah, it's about to get sticky. It's about to get real sticky.
Unite the People represents Daystar Peterson in his appellate process. We filed an appellate brief and a writ of habeas corpus on his behalf. The district attorney's office has already responded. The case is fully briefed. We're just waiting for the appellate court's decision. We were willing to wait for the appellate process to play out, but given that brutal, unprovoked attack, we felt it necessary to come here today to provide you with this information. It is our intention to make a request to the governor to either pardon or commute the sentence of Mr. Peterson, so that when he recovers from this attack, he's not returned to a jail cell, but that he's allowed to go home and recover. Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial.
Now, this is Kelsey Harris. This is another thing that you got to take in the thought. Like, these chicks ain't friends no more. Am I correct, Jen?
No, they're enemies.
They ain't friends no more.
No.
Why they not friends no more? Why they not friends no more? You think when two people go through a traumatic experience together, that it would make that bond stronger? Why they not friends no more? Let's keep going.
As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. Peterson, later, Mr. Peterson.
Now she's having conversations around the security guard. He's not under an NDA. He ain't got to stay quiet about shit. He overhears a few conversations. Saying what? Let's get to it.
Attacked in his jail cell. Unite and a writ of habeas corpus on his behalf. The district attorney's office has already responded. The case is fully briefed. We're just waiting for the appellate court's decision. We were willing to wait for the attack. We felt it necessary to come here today to provide you with this information. It is our intention to make a request to the governor.
Right.
From this attack, he's not returned to a jail cell.
They don't want him back in the same spot.
Go home and recover.
He's being targeted. He's been targeted. That was a hit. Now remember what he said at the beginning. Megan's lawyer reached back and said, yeah, we're inquiring about this new evidence, this new information that you have. And a couple days later, he gets attacked in jail. What is he implying, y'all?
Yeah, facts. That is implying some shit.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People. And that.
Nah, don't get on Vlad, because I'm gonna tell you there was one thing that kind of made me say, I think he might be guilty, but we're gonna go over that again. We're gonna go over that again. Hit them likes, because they used me in that documentary. Hit the likes. Had me looking like Math ain't protecting the black woman.
Yeah, facts.
Tears. All right.
Was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do.
Thank God he got a
Mr.
conscience.
James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun. She fired it 3 times.
Pop, pop, pop.
Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times.
Mr. Peterson grabbed the arms and knocked it down. So you mean to tell me Kelsey's trying to clap you? The nigga who saves you, you throw under the bus. Now, I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know all the details.
Yeah,
I do know that
Because remember, she was messing with Tory.
I don't think they can hear you.
Oh, she was messing with Tory, and there was some secret. I think Kelsey was messing with him on the low.
Look, I could run down a whole. I could just speculate on a scenario, right? Tory's in the back seat. Just remember, Kelsey's messing with Tory, right? Okay, cool. Megan and Tory smashed at some point, right? Now we've heard rumors about them having issues because they keep smashing the same niggas, right? Enter the mind of a madman. Give me 1 second. Kelsey shot at Meg. This is why she got immunity. I believe Tory wildly shot the gun like like the witness said, and Meg got hit. I believe it happened like a homeowner said. Go back and read his testimony. Listen, man, listen. This is what you're saying. Okay, you're telling me to go back and read someone who was watching from a distance. This security guard heard this information from Kelsey, bro. You want me to go over somebody who was peeking through a window as opposed to somebody who's hearing it from the horse's mouth? Why? Why would I do that? If Kelsey started shooting and Tory knocked the gun down, or he might have had a hand on her arm and 2 more bullets fired, or another bullet fired, whatever happened. Either way, there is no way that this man gets convicted if there's 2 people with a hand on a gun. Solely. You can't do that. If she's firing and he grabs, come on, bro. Come on. So this is what I can speculate, and I can say, okay, they're all in the back seat, right? They drunk, they lit. They heading back to hotel, Airbnb, wherever they going. And Tory says, you know what? Instead of y'all sneaking around, why don't I just smash both of y'all tonight? And somebody goes, Scooby-Doo? What you mean smash both?
Yeah. And remember, Meg already had an attitude because they left Kylie's house. Remember, they was getting
It's already sticky. It's already sticky, right?
They already had an attitude with him.
It's already sticky. So now it comes out, oh, you smashed both of us? Here goes the fight. Or whatever. They fighting. She's tired of the shit. Yo, you keep going after my niggas. Why you keep backdooring me when it come to some dick? You keep backdooring me when it come to the dick. I don't know, Megan got hands, whatever. She got the best of her. Beat, 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 whatever. She said, oh, I can't beat this bitch with the hands. Let me go for the joint. She goes for the joint. Tory standing there drunk, probably laughing about the shit, whatever. She starts popping off. He's like, oh, shit. Grabs her hand. They said the gun fell and it fired 2 more times. Now they all lit. They all lit. Could it be that Megan had a back turned when the gun fired? And when she turned around, she saw something that looked like Tory holding the gun? I don't know. Does everybody know what? I don't know. I do know one thing. If you shoot at my friend, or you shot my friend in the foot, I'm not taking a phone call from you. And the phone call that I feel like made everybody believe that he was guilty, you gotta wonder, if you shot my friend, why am I taking a phone call from you? We're gonna listen to that again and see and really try to perceive what they were actually what he was actually apologizing for. Because I ain't gonna front. That had me too. It had me thinking, oh, this nigga apologized, he sound guilty. But then I'm thinking, yo, why would he do this on a jail phone?
Yeah, that wasn't smart at all.
So now when this comes out, I'm thinking maybe he wasn't apologizing for that. Let's hear the rest of this press conference.
In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
You hear that? Into the mind of a madman? I agree with what you're saying. That should have happened. But apparently the driver disappeared. Why'd the driver disappear? You remember that?
The driver disappeared.
Driver disappeared, bro.
The bodyguard disappeared. Wasn't the bodyguard?
Was it the...
Somebody disappeared. I think it was her bodyguard though.
The same guy. Kelsey's bodyguard or...
Let me fact check.
Yeah, let's fact check this. Let's fact check this. I think he got railroaded. But let's hear the rest of this.
This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete.
He did not shoot at Miss Pete's feet.
Meg the Stallion's former bodyguard was reported missing before he was scheduled to testify at Tory Lanez trial.
So Meg's bodyguard was reported missing before he was scheduled to testify. Bruh. They used me in the documentary, bro. They used me in the documentary and had her crying right after the clip. I said, oh man, I did that to Meg.
Yeah, she made y'all look crazy.
Krell's W said, I think most people only watch the portion of this press conference that mentions the new testimony of the bodyguard, and they overlook the part that discusses the DNA coming back 99% not him.
Facts. And how do you overlook that?
How do you overlook
How
that?
do you overlook that?
But there's a couple other things that they're going to mention in this press conference that sounds crazy. They're implying a lot of messed up stuff. Matter of fact,
At Miss Pete or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun.
now this isn't, let's be clear. Let's be clear. When all this first came out, and I need you guys to be honest. I need you guys to be honest. Keep it real. None of us believed it was Tory.
Facts.
None of us believed it was Tory. Instinctively, or whatever you wanna say it is, none of us believed that it was Tory.
Yeah, that's true.
The inconsistencies, her on the live, and the way she's moving, the way she's acting, the bullet fragment information that we were finding out. Was she shot? Did she get shot? Or she wasn't shot? Was it bullet fragments? All that? There were so many things about this whole shit that was like, nah, son, I don't know about this. I'm, bruh, and to be honest, I'll go as far as to say, I don't even think it was Meg's plan.
Yeah, facts.
I think that given the mental state of Shorty, and it's just speculation, I could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% wrong. Given the mental state that they say that Shorty was in, we heard the rumors of her being an alcoholic, her being depressed after her mom's passing, and my heart goes out to her. You know what I'm saying? For those things. And Kelsey, I guess Kelsey was the last remaining piece that she was trying to hold on to.
Facts.
She probably knew if the truth came out that she was going to lose a friend that probably didn't even want to be a friend with her no more because of the way she was moving. It's hard to love an alcoholic. It's hard to love somebody when they're in a depressed state because, and especially being in the limelight, you got to keep this fake face up. You're constantly looking for outside things to make yourself feel better. Your self-esteem is low. but you got to be a superstar. It's tough. So yeah, she might have made a decision to protect her friend to show, like, even in a state of, I'm sorry for what I did, forgive me, look, I'm gonna protect you. But you gotta wonder throughout all of that, if you shot my friend, I'm not getting on the phone with you. You can't call my phone. I'm not picking up. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Why aren't they friends now? Again, I go through a traumatic experience with somebody. It makes the bond stronger. Why they ain't friends now? Listen, I think lawyers they're not necessarily moral people. Not all. You have to have morals as personally yourself, right? But they're spin doctors. And all they have to do is point people in the other direction. And if Megan said to her lawyer, I don't want my friend to go to jail, she's the one cutting the check. She's the one cutting the check. She's the one cutting the check. So the lawyer has, their job is to sit down and say, okay, our client does not want her friend to go to jail, so who can we pin this on? Into the mind of a man, yeah, but if it can be appealed, like, bro, I feel sorry for him, man.
Why wasn't
You know, actually, I feel sorry for everyone that was involved, but I gotta wonder, where is your morality? Where is your trust in God when you can coerce or connive and scheme for an innocent man to go to jail? If this testimony is true, if what he heard is the actual truth, this nigga tried to save you. He tried to save you. And you threw him under the bus. Possibly out of guilt for backstabbing your friend. What you was trying to say to your friend, fuck that nigga, man. It's us. Fuck, I don't care about that nigga. Fuck that nigga, man. It's us.
I don't even think it was that.
B-Nard, I feel you. I feel you, but you gotta understand, again, in this industry, bro, there be so many things at play. We hearing about all the shit, all the drugs and stuff that was involved in the Diddy case, bro. You think the rest of these entertainers, like, they're dealing with depression, they got self-esteem issues, they don't got time to process traumatic things that happen in their life. They got to keep keep pushing records and keep performing and on tours and shit like that. You don't think there's like a war going on inside of these people spiritually?
Warfare.
Shout out to Marco Polo. He said this is the best Scooby-Doo mystery in hip-hop. Nah, I don't think this is. I don't think this is, but it's crazy.
Is DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? We don't know. It should have been taken. It is Unite the People's Understanding, regular LAPD practice at a crime scene like that. Anybody who's there, the DNA is taken.
Regular police practice. There's so many abnormalities to this case. So many things that was done wrong and so many things that wasn't done right. All at the same time. And now, Tory's in there fighting for his life. Motherfuckers is trying to take him out. And I'm not going to ignore what he implied. I'm not going to ignore what he implied in the beginning of the shit. I'm saying this shit can get sticky. It can get sticky. And I'm willing to bet that the people that people say are involved, there are now other parties who would be willing to invest in the downfall of those people. And if they do, it's really going to get sticky. Shit is crazy.
Another irregularity. Why, at Ms. Harris's police interview, was a non-lawyer, non-family member record company executive allowed to participate? Highly irregular situation. Normally, we see cases strange.
The money. The money. The money.
Not allowed in these things, but it was in this case. All of these things point to the highly irregular nature of his trial and his conviction. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do.
And any human being with a conscience or any belief that there is a God could not comfortably sit by and just let this happen. Now, on the flip side, could it be bullshit? But he just listed a whole bunch of things that make you go, why is that? Why is that? And again, why these chicks not friends no more? Listen. Now, Originally, of course, like the rest of y'all, I didn't believe none of this shit. I was like, man, they lying. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I'm singing Tory records. We was at the gas station all night. We was at the gas station all night. When he went down, I was like, damn, what the? And then I heard that phone conversation, the call from jail. And I figured, and you know what? Maybe this is me underestimating his intelligence, because in my mind, I'm like, if this is the evidence that they use to try to implicate him being guilty, right? He's apologizing for something, but we don't know what. I want to take a listen to that phone call again. Hold on, y'all. Deadpool, you in the way, Deadpool. Shit right here. You in the way, Deadpool. Let me take a look at this shit. What y'all think, though? Let me know. What y'all think? Chat. What y'all think? What do y'all think? Do y'all think he's guilty or he's innocent? Do y'all think he really got railroaded because he was independent? Do y'all think he's innocent? Armand, what's the name of the record? What's the name of the record where he breaks down the whole joint? Peterson is fire, I ain't gonna lie. That lawyer fees, that's my shit. Lawyer fees is my shit. I told you to pipe down, saying get the money on me right now. It's my shit. That is my shit. Do y'all think he's innocent? Do y'all think he's guilty? Do you think he's gonna get out? I don't believe for a second. They saying that that he got stabbed over flirting with someone's wife. I don't believe it, bro.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't believe that shit.
Like,
Believe that
it just
shit.
don't make sense. Like, something's not adding up with that.
I do want to listen to this phone call again. I do want to listen to this phone call again.
Tory?
An inmate at LAPD jail.
This is the phone call between Kelsey and Tory. This is the phone call that made everybody believe that he was guilty because he was apologizing in the phone call. I want to listen to this. Not now hearing hearing all the shit that we just heard, I want to listen to it again and just see, like, did we misinterpret this? For the people who thought that this was damning information, did we misinterpret this?
Subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call.
Now, on a jail call, you know, the shit is being recorded. The shit is being recorded. Now, I'm not going to lie. We would have to believe that Tory is a complete idiot to know that he's on a line that's being recorded to apologize for committing a crime. So let's listen again and see, like, what was he really saying?
Thank you for using Telmate.
Hello?
Hey.
Y'all got out safe and everything?
Huh?
Y'all got out and everything, y'all good?
Megan's still in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital.
What hospital y'all at?
About what?
You said what?
You're listening to Street
I
TV.
said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital waiting.
What hospital are you at?
I don't know. Let me see. Cedar, something like that. Cedar.
Bro.
Sure.
Regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. That ass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, that ass, nigga. I'd never do some shit like that, bro. Just that, nigga, I was so fucking drunk, nigga. I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so, whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, regardless, that's not gonna make anything right. And that's not gonna make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like, never moved like that at all, bro. Like, for real, dog.
I know. There's a lot that happened, but
A whole lot, bro. Like, a whole lot, bro. I feel crazy, bro. But in this state, like, what happened already, bro. I can't take it back, bro. I'm just telling y'all, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
You're listening to Street TV.
What the fuck was this nigga doing, bro? What was he doing, bro? What did he attempt in that back seat, son? What did he attempt in that back seat, son? What's gonna make two women fight, Jen?
Fighting over the same nigga, betrayal,
Fighting over the same nigga, right?
betrayal.
Betrayal.
Going somebody's bag, yes.
What do you? I was so drunk, I didn't even know what I was doing. What do you think? What happened, son?
But remember, it started at Kylie's house. They didn't get far from her house before it happened. He was flirting with her.
He was drunk, flirting with Kylie,
Yes. In front
and
of
he
Megan.
leaves. You
She
think
got
he
tight.
pressed Megan? You think he was on some yo?
No, I think she might have
Let me
just
suck
pulled
a
an
titty.
attitude.
You think he was like yo,
Baby,
pull them titties out. Let
baby.
me suck a titty right
Yo,
now.
Baby.
Yo, I want to have a threesome with both of y'all. What's up? I done smashed both of y'all already.
Yeah.
I know you probably never gonna talk to me because you found out that I smashed your friend too. Like what was it? I don't feel like he gets a pardon without saying who shot her from his own account that night. Will that be snitching? Of course it will be. Of course it will be. Of course it will be. But then what? It's you in the catch-22, my nigga. You in the catch-22. I'm sorry. I get it. You niggas come from a certain niggas come from a certain background where they don't want to do that, this, that, and the third. But my nigga, if it's that or you, I don't know. You're not supposed to break the code, but god damn, my nigga. They done tried to body you. What you think his parents, what you think his father's saying to him? What you think his baby moms is saying to him? On the phone with his son, what you think he feeling? Nah, I gotta hear the rest of this phone call.
Just too drunk, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I got to the house, shorty, like, all top niggas, they gave me like 5 shots, like, off the door, like, you feel me? So I was out of there, like, wasn't in there with niggas, like, you feel me? We was taking shots past that time. I wasn't even there with niggas, like, bro, I don't even remember what we was even arguing about, bro, like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah, no, I didn't even, I was already fucked up by the time you got there, so I don't know how much.
it's like, you know, but tell me what hospital she's in.
You're listening to Street TV.
I just told you, Cedar Medical.
Alright, you ain't got Quan's number, right? You ain't got my security number.
Quan, I do have his number.
Can you call this nigga Quan and tell this nigga, bruh, you get a chance, bro, just figure out what you gotta do to bail me out this shit.
Okay.
Thank you, bro, I appreciate it. I'm sorry again, bro, like,
I think honestly, I think we're gonna try to, because obviously, like, the longer you're in there, the more hot it's gonna get, because, you know, it's already on, like, there's no names released yet, but the report is already out, you know?
but, like, out is what? What you mean, out?
It's on some app. You know, Megan's team is on top of this. So,
Yeah, but, like, niggas don't, there's no way that Megan's on, like, the thing.
What'd you say?
There's no way that Megan's, like, on the
You're
thing.
listening to Street TV.
No. So far, none of that is there. But I mean,
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be one of those. If anything, the only nigga that's gonna get this backlash is me. It's not gonna be her. But
I'll
no,
let you know.
alright, it is what it is. Regardless if I get out of here today or not, bro, I just wanna let y'all know, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I never did that shit if I wasn't that drunk, bro. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
I'm gonna get out of here, you heard?
You're listening to Street TV.
Bruh. I don't know, man. Nigga, what was you really apologizing for? Was there a case where this nigga was so drunk he don't know what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were all intoxicated and high on some shit.
But if the gunpowder residue shit or the DNA test proves that it was 99% not him. What the fuck? Yeah, Jenna be chefing. Oh, Jenna be chefing for me. She be chefing shit up. Yo, this shit is crazy. All I know is if some sort of test say 99% is not me, nigga, and somebody else got some powder on them, like, or all three of these motherfuckers was blackout drunk and don't know what happened. Ain't no way. Yeah. And for all you women that was like, oh, throw him in jail, throw him under the jail, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Oh, y'all don't protect black women, this, that, and the third. This nigga's still protecting somebody. You listen to that whole album. He don't say, not one time, who did it. Yo. Megan got crazy, then Shorty pulled the real tool out. That's crazy. He tried to save him. Now, this nigga got stabbed 19 times. Now, they talking about, hold on. They are talking about, let me pull this up. Tory Lanez stabbed. Let's not typing. Why are you not typing? Math, you know you can't hear that and not think he did it. And to the mind of the man, listen, again, that's what made me say, oh, I think I was wrong. I think I was wrong. But I'm realizing as you listen to that conversation, she kind of like shuts him down when he starts to say too much. She kind of silences the shit. Either way, bro, like after the shit go down, y'all all speaking what's really happening. The evidence starts to roll out. Oh, your friend is the one who had the joint and she was popping off. So now I don't want my friend to go to jail. So what we got to do? We got to throw it on him. Now evidence is being omitted. People people who can sober people who can attest to what happened that night are not available all of a sudden, bruh. Like I said, you don't have in court, you don't have to prove a nigga's innocent. You just gotta make people, is there a doubt? Is there a doubt? And if you leave out all the shit that's gonna give people the doubt, that's gonna allow me to walk, and then for men, and then for this dude to come forward after he finds out Tory got stabbed in jail, you know that's gotta be a conscious thing, bro. His conscience is fucking with him. He's someplace saying, yo, I don't wanna deal with the karma for this shit. I know and I overheard that this nigga is innocent and I'm sitting here not saying nothing and he almost died in jail. Shit crazy. Shit crazy, man. What was Tory Lanez stabbed over? Okay, there's a video floating around on Instagram. There's a video floating around on Instagram with this I think the dude is Mexican, and he's saying that he got the inside information. Tory Lanez was really stabbed because he was flirting with an inmate's wife on a VI, and he told the inmate he told a lifer. Mind you, this nigga told a lifer, a Mexican lifer, that I'm gonna fuck your girl. She like black dudes. Y'all believe that shit? Y'all believe that shit? I do. I think Tory's a practicing Muslim in there, right?
I believe so.
That sound like some Muslim shit to you? That sound like some Muslim shit to you?
That sounds like that would be dumb of him to do. Like,
But a nigga serving life, and I'm gonna flirt with his girl,
and be like, "Fuck you."
bruh.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Bruh,
sense.
bruh, niggas need to stop with all this shit, bro. They need to stop with the cap. Whoever homie is, he need to stop that shit, bro. Listen, I pray that God reveals the truth. I pray that the truth is allowed to shine in this situation. I pray that we all can learn from it and stop judging and jumping to conclusions. I hope that at some point, bro, they do something about. There has to be some sort of repercussion for people lying. There has to be some sort of repercussion for lying ass niggas. It's 2025. This lying shit is getting out of fucking hand. It's getting out of hand, man. We're seeing good brothers go down. Good brothers going down. Because a chick got mad. Or a chick had a vendetta. This shit is getting crazy. Don't use me in no more documentaries. Not with shit like this coming out. I'm gonna stay tuned on this. I'm definitely gonna be tapping in to see what I can find out. I think right now, if I was to give a prediction, I do believe that in some shape or form, Tory Lanez is gonna find his freedom.
Yeah, I believe so too.
And I hope that this attack on black men stops. We've been through enough, man. We got enough shit to deal with. We don't need our own queens conspiring against us. We don't need it. We don't need it, man. Yo, hit that like on the way out. I'm late for an appointment, but the stream is working now. Shout out to my man Ian. Shout out to my man Ian for letting me know what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Ian, you heard. Tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. I don't really got anything planned, but I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.